Hi everyone, and welcome to Linus Nate TV on YouTube. My name is Linus Nate. Do subscribe to the channel, like, share, and then keep dropping your comments under it. We'll gladly do the reading for you. Once you log on to YouTube, you just type in Linus Nate TV, and then you click on the search button. It pops up. You hit on the notification, and then you always turn them on. Whenever we drop any content, being it sports, entertainment, lifestyle, you'll be the first person to get access to. We say gracias and thank you for how far you brought us. Over 4,200 subscribers and still counting. We urge each and every one of you to keep supporting Linus Nate TV, and we'll continue to bring you the best of exclusive content in sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. Today we are talking exclusively on the Black Starlets, that is the U17 team of Ghana, which is headed by Coach Nate Prosper Ogum, the former Kumasi Asante Kotoko and WAFU coach as well. So he is the current head coach of the Black Starlets, that is the U17 team. He took over from Coach Frimpong Manson, who was then the head coach of the side. Now, Coach Frimpong Manson is now with BBN Gold Stars, and then they are preparing for the 2025-2026 CAF Champions League as well, after they won the Ghana Premier League last season. So they are preparing for their maiden edition in the interclub competition. That is why the new role has been assigned to Prosper Nate Ogum, who after leaving Kotoko did not land any job. So that is his new job after leaving Kotoko. So he's the current head coach of the Black Starlet, that is the U17 team. Now they are doing something very amazing, and I want us to look at it. And so they are preparing for the WAFU Zone B tournament, which will be held in Ivory Coast later next month. And so because of that, the team has been engaging in some few friendlies. So I'll take you through some friendlies that they've played over the last few days, and then how the team is faring as well. So the last few days they've engaged in 4 friendly matches, and then they've able to win all 4 games. They scored 11 goals, and then they conceded 5 goals. So they played against Eastern Regional U17 team. They won 3-1. They played against Greater Accra U17 team. They won 3-1. They played against the youth side of Mediama Sporting Club. They won 3-1. And then they also played against Sky Pelicans, a second division team in Sawam. They won 2-1. So these are the records for Coach Prosper Nate Ogum since he resumed role as the U17 team coach as well. So he has won all his 4 games, and I'm sure they will continue to engage in some few friendlies to make sure they prepare their boys psychologically, mentally fit before the tournament itself in Ivory Coast next month. Now, what is most worrying is that the last 2 editions that Ghana has hosted the U17 WAFU Zombi tournament in Ghana here, we crashed out. Now, whenever the WAFU Zombi tournament is organized, because it is a pre-tournament for the AFCON, Ghana is in Zombi, that is West Africa. So WAFU Zombi, we are in Zombi. The likes of Nigeria, the likes of Togo, the likes of Niger are all in Zombi. And so the last 2 editions, which was hosted in Ghana here, we crashed out. Now, let me take you through. In 2021, when the team was given to Pakwesi Fabian, we know Pakwesi Fabian, he's a former U17 team coach. I mean, when they qualified for the 2017 World Cup in India, and we were crashed out in the quarterfinals after losing 2-0 to Mali. And so, when it comes to youth development, he's one of the best, and no 2 ways about that. So he took over the team in 2021 when Ghana hosted the U17 WAFU tournament in Cape Coast. Unfortunately, Ghana were crashed out after losing to Burkina Faso in the 3rd and 4th place. And so because of that, we were not able, or we couldn't qualify for the African Cup of Nations. Now, after the WAFU tournament, only 2 teams progresses, or only 2 teams get opportunity to play in the African Cup of Nations, either being the U20 or being the U17 team. And so because of that, we didn't get opportunity to play in the 2023 African Cup of Nations U17 tournament in Algeria, because we placed 3rd. Okay, the first and the second, okay, but because we came 4th, so we even lost that game to Burkina Faso in the 3rd and 4th place. So because of that, we didn't qualify. So the team was later dissolved. They took the position from Pakwesi Fabian, and then fast in 2024, a new under-17 team was was established, and then they gave the mantle to former Ghanaian international Lai Kingston. So Lai Kingston also took over the team. They played a couple of friendlies. They even went to tour in Europe, somewhere in Serbia, and then they did exploits. Now they came back for the tournament, which was hosted in Ghana. That is the U17 WAFU tournament again. So after 2 years, we hosted it again. We hosted the first edition in Cape Coast in 2021, and then in 2024 we are hosting the tournament again in Ghana here. Now this time around, it was under the auspices of Lai Kingston, who was then a former Ghanaian international and who has been assumed the role as the head coach for the Black Starlet, that is the U17 team. So that tournament also started very well. Quite unfortunately, we also crashed out of the tournament after losing to Burkina Faso in the semi-final. So we couldn't make it to the 2025 African Cup of Nations, which was held earlier this year as well. So a lot of controversies around that, surrounding that team. Like Kingston left the job, and then he's now in the United States coaching one of the US teams as well. So he left the job, and because of that, the team was dissolved. So we couldn't qualify for the African Cup of Nations, and then even the U17 World Cup, which will be held later this year in Qatar. That is somewhere in November in Qatar. Ghana didn't qualify. Now, fast forward 2025. We are in 2025, and then the next U17 tournament, WAFU tournament, will be held in Ivory Coast. Now, the job has been given to Coach Ogum. Earlier, it was given to Frimpong Manso, but because he has to, attend to Baby and Nigo Stars ahead of their CAF Champions League participation, they have given the job to Ogum, who was the former Asante Kotoko and WAFA coach. Now, under Ogum, their first 4 friendlies, like I stated earlier, they've won all the games. So they played against the Greater Accra U17 team. They won. They played against Sky Pelicans. They also won. They played against the Mediama youth side. They also won as well. And then they also played against the Eastern Regional U17 team. So the last, fortnight, that is 2 weeks ago, that has been the good works of Ogum since he resumed role as the head coach for the Black Starlets. That is the U17 team. Now we are asking that, are we going to see more of this from him? Now we shouldn't forget that the last time Ghana qualified for a major U17 tournament was in 2017 under former coach Parkwesi Fabian, where we saw the likes of Mohamed Kudus, Ibrahim Sule, Danlad Ibrahim, Emmanuel Toku, Emmanuel Yia, Richard Danso, and a new Bechem United boy, Aminu Mohamed. We saw the exploits that they did in Africa here. They placed second, and then after they placed second in the tournament in Gabon, and then when they went to the World Cup, they played very well. Quite unfortunately, they lost to Mali, who were a very tough side by then in the quarterfinals of the competition, and then they crashed out of that tournament. So since then, from 2017, Ghana has never qualified for any major tournaments when it comes to the Black Starlets, and that is what is quite worrying for every Ghanaian, every football fan, because the grassroots is the part where it needs to be very, very developed as well. So once you're able to develop your grassroots football, it means that your U20, U23, and then the senior national team will become very strong and firm. But if you fail to develop your grassroots football, which is the U15 and then U17, that it tells you that there are a lot of question marks when it comes to development of youth football in Ghana. And so that has been the worry for most Ghanaians, because they feel the last 4 or 3 years the Black Starlet, that is the U17 team, has failed, and it is being attributed to the poor development of our youth football. And so it is very clear, like I stated earlier, the last time Ghana qualified for a major tournament was in 2017. So 2019 we didn't qualify, 2021 we didn't qualify, 2023 we didn't qualify, 2025 we didn't qualify. So now we are hoping that next year, the new FIFA rules that they brought, now every year they'll be playing the U17 team, the U17 African Cup of Nations. The last edition was just this year, 2025, in Morocco. Morocco hosted, and then they won. So the next edition will be next year, and so that is why we are preparing for the WAFU tournament, which will be played later next month in Ivory Coast. So it means that major tournament that we are going to participate in Ivory Coast, we need to place first or second so that we can get the opportunity to qualify for the next African Cup of Nations. Now the African Cup of Nations, you must make sure say the last 2 years, the last 2-0, so that we'll get an opportunity to represent, I mean, our region in the World Cup as well. So that is it. And so because of that, I mean, Coach Ogum is doing some good works with the U17 team, and then we are hoping that once they engage in more friendlies, they'll get the strong core of the team, and then once they move to Ivory Coast, they are going to make sure they get the result as well, and then qualify for the African Cup of Nations. That is the most important thing for Ghana, to qualify for the U17 African Cup of Nations, because the last time we participated or we qualified was in 2017. So 2019, 2021, 23, and 25, we didn't qualify. That is very embarrassing. And so Ghana as a nation, there, when it comes to the national teams, it looks as if the Black Queens are making exploits, but about U17 and U20 now, there are a lot of question marks. So we'll be following, I mean, proceedings from all friendlies that they'll be engaging in, and then from there we'll see how best we can also give you extensive reportage on that as well. Here's Linus Nate TV on YouTube. Do subscribe to this channel, like, share, and then keep dropping your comments under it. Bye bye.